Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder at least twice a day. I say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now going over to the business part of the podcast, you have Ferrari to have their first EV, and it'll cost over $500,000 for a Ferrari powered by a battery, which, can't hear that, part of me is dying a little inside. That being said, the brand to me has been dead for decades, since even now they're all hybrids and paddle shifting automatic monstrosities, which, truth be told, if you want to actually enjoy a car and be a sports enthusiast, to me, it should always have 3 pedals, also known as a manual transmission, also known as the best fun you'll have bar none, especially at the track, which to me, I don't know, when I was a kid, the Ferrari 360 was cool because it had the option of a stick shift. Obviously, the F40 is iconic. The F50 is iconic in its own respects, so not as well known as the F40, of course. Both with stick shifts, obviously. The Testarossa, the iconic angular vehicle that is, with a V12 and a stick shift, 12 cylinders of power. And now they're going after EVs, which, again, there's a market for luxury EVs. People are paying $250,000 for a Lucid Air Sapphire Banana Falcon, whatever they call that bloody thing. And that's, well, those are also terrible because they all look alike, the Lucid brand. But people with money are buying these EVs. Those people do apparently not care that the EV will be garbage in, 7 to 8 years or 10 years when the battery's dead. So it's not going to be a long-term collectible like most Ferraris are. And a lot of people treat Ferraris as investments, which, again, I'm not a fan of. Not giving out investment advice, I would just say personally, it is hard to have ever beat the S&P 500. Or if you like more risk, just start your own business and maybe you'll be surprised and you'll at least learn something. But nevertheless, let's go to the actual news report coming from Fox Business, which is somehow still in business. I think I might contribute to maybe 10% of their web traffic. I'm only partially adjusting. This is from Eric Ravel. They say, quote, Ferrari's first EV to cost over $500,000. It will be actually assembled. Ferrari, useless Fox. Says, Ferrari's planned EV offering will be made at a new plant in Mariano, Italy. Although where the batteries coming from? Probably China because they make most of them. But nevertheless, let's see. They see that according to the report, the price tag of at least $535,000 doesn't include all add-on features and personalization that can add an extra 15 to 20% to the car's sale. It's also well above the average price for Ferrari vehicles for the first quarter of the year, which came in at an average of $376,000, as well as rival EV offerings. There you can see one of the signs of their iconic factories with the good old, really weird looking Ferrari with their F going over most of the logo. I say weird, but truth be told, my logo is weird as well, so don't have too much ground to stand on. They say that once the plant is operational, it should be expected that Ferrari could produce productivity to 20,000 vehicles after it delivered under 14,000 last year, which, I mean, I don't think that really doesn't matter. I mean, Ferrari is all about, relative to the industry of automotive, it's all about low volume and high profit margins. I mean, they're very similar to Rolex. Very high profit margins, and Ferrari there's even more customization, which again, you charge even more for that. Porsche is also famous for doing this as well. And I'm not sure. One of the Ferrari shareholders says, quote, there's an increasing demand out there for Ferraris, and they have room to meet part of it without compromising exclusivity. This is from Fabio Caldo, who's a portfolio manager at Adcom SGR. They say that, quote, they also say that waitlists for some Ferrari vehicles exceed 2 years, and that the list is, quote, is not getting any shorter, and that being on the wait list in itself is a status symbol, which, yeah, that's another reason why Jay Leno doesn't have a Ferrari. It's one of those things where it's very much a culture that you have to be a part of. You have to kind of buy in. You basically have to buy a couple dog crap Ferraris, which, before you actually get the vehicle you want. And unfortunately, it sounds like Porsche's kind of getting into that as well. That's, of course, another topic for another time. You can see nice, what is it, SF90 Stradale, which it uses a hybrid. It's the company's first hybrid sports car. Interesting. And let me pull up a couple more statistics here. Yeah. I don't know how popular it would be. I mean, the stock, of course, is doing great, historically speaking. Look at the 5-year trend. The stock is up 135%. It's currently trading for $418.74 per share. Past year, it's up 36%. Year to date, it's up 23%. Past month alone, it's about a break. A little better than usual. Increased by 2.19%. Granted, I don't think they pay any dividends, so not too good for the people who appreciate those. It'll be interesting to see. Now, again, one of the issues with all these super luxury cars, especially when you get the batteries involved, McLaren is notorious for this. The batteries cost as much as a house. We need to replace them. And a lot of people who buy these vehicles are a lot of the same people who treat them as a long-term investment, which, again, not a fan of. But if you have a long-term investment that has a big-ass lithium battery, that is going to be prohibitive to replace, complex to troubleshoot, basically a smartphone on wheels. It'll be interesting to see what kind of volume they can really get out of the EV Ferrari, and I mean, how is it really going to perform realistically? I mean, granted, I know like a couple Ferrari owners who do track their cars. It's a very rare thing. It's probably makes Enzo cry a little bit up there in heaven or wherever he is. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see an EV Ferrari for over $500,000. I again, obviously, I'm not. I mean, I drive a Honda Civic Si with the stick shift. I'm definitely not their target audience, but it'll be interesting to see what the ultra luxury think or what the ultra wealthy think in regards to this adaptation of technology. Ferrari still has a couple other vehicles that do good, have good old internal combustion engines, so the option is still there. I mean, to me, every Ferrari should have a V12 by default. I know some were, even when I was a kid, the 360 was kind of cool, and that was a V8, which, I don't know. To me, every Ferrari should have a V12 and stick shift, very similar to Lamborghini, but I know I'm a little bit old soul in that regard. Let me know. Do you think anyone will really buy this? I mean, it would be one of the most expensive EVs out there, and there's a market, but could this also damage the brand? They're already not the best brand when it comes to reliability. It's almost a joke. It's gotten better throughout the decades, thankfully, when the bar is pretty low. But again, EVs also have a lot of issues and a lot of troubleshooting, and EVs is much more of a technology. Of course, you almost have to be a tech company to make them, and Ferrari, this is a whole new product category. I'm not sure they're going to go on a hiring spree and buy a bunch of software engineers and bring those folks in-house, or what kind of guys are going to add on the team to also accommodate this new product. But nevertheless, let me know in the comments. As always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.